This shit is big time.
You need to wipe down.
What's with the jeans?
What's up, motherfucker? Your mama the fucking style, man.
Still reeling from last week's podcast, I see. Amazing times with Ryan Sickler.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, before we start the show, I want to plug, we'll do plugs up front.
Sure, man. Plug it up.
Your mommies, Christina and Tommy, we're going to be at the Fort Lauderdale Improv next week.
Yeah.
So come out and see us if
May
you're in that.
5th through the 8th.
Word, both of us. Yeah. So what's up, my players?
What's up, player?
How you feeling, sons?
Is that spring break? You guys are going to be there for spring break, right?
Is it?
I think
that place is bumping 24/7,
Bumpin'.
365. There's nothing but fucking
Florida.
people. No, seriously. You can't. You used to be able to go to that the Hard Rock, the Seminole Hard Rock in it's technically in Hollywood, Florida. You could get like deals, like like when you go to Vegas and they're like, oh, come on Tuesday, and you can get like a $90 room or whatever.
Yeah.
That place has become so popular that there are no deals, and every night's $300, and it's sold out, packed, nonstop.
That's cool.
I think it's I had this conversation with a guy down there. He was like, you realize that like South Florida is prime for gambling, and I'm like, yeah, it's all fucking derelicts and lunatics.
Oh, it's
like,
the craziest. Well, Florida itself is a strange distribution.
And
like,
you think about it, and you go, how is
it's
Miami
scary.
not full of casinos?
Right.
Like I grew up a
know.
couple hours north of Miami.
Yeah.
And you go once you kind of go in like into and south of Palm Beach County, it's all fucking lunatics. Like it's a
so
it's a
scary.
nighttime like lifestyle kind of place where everybody parties till.
Well, I think staying alive is a gamble in Miami. It's so
For sure,
dangerous and
sure.
like
And
you get shanked in the
I mean,
street.
people are you think about like late night. You don't understand. Like Miami, you party easily until 5-6 in the morning. And you can go to after parties after that. Like you can go to a party that starts at 6 in the morning. Cocaine is
Cocaine.
huge. It's all about fucking getting fucked up. And so you think like you realize you're like, dude, this is where gambling should take place. This is where a casino.
But there's so
needs
much
to be.
there's so much debauchery in Miami.
Yeah.
That city would just implode
And
on
Lauderdale,
itself.
that whole Broward
and
County,
Cubans and Puerto Ricans, my
Miami-Dade
favorite.
County,
Pompano.
Dade County.
Pompano.
I'm 22.
When I was a kid, I went to Florida because my friend was like, "Hey, I won this vacation. Yeah, you want to go with me?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, free vacation!" It was to Florida for a couple of days, and then you went to the Bahamas for a couple of days.
Oh yeah.
And it turned out to be one of those things. He didn't tell me that it was one of those things where you're looking at condos.
Oh shit.
And
Oh,
every
my
day you
God.
have to look
Fuck.
at a condo in order to get your next ticket for your next hotel.
Oh no.
And it was like a
Sucks.
full-time job. And so
that is the worst.
yeah, and then you're
Yeah.
paying tax on all these hotels. So I was a poor kid, like I was
Yeah.
like 19 or something like that, and so I only brought a couple $100s for spending and beer money. I ended up having to borrow money from them while I'm there just to pay for these taxes and do all this. I was so pissed. But anyways, we went to Pompano. It was in Pompano, Florida,
I know where that is.
and I wanted to move there so bad. And now looking back at that, that's the gayest shit if I moved to Pompano.
Oh yeah, that would have been so
Can
lame.
I tell you one time Tommy and I were driving from like Miami to Vero Beach and we stopped at a gas station. I don't even know where the fuck we were. And I walked in and there was a man wearing cut-off jean shorts, no shoes, a skinny white guy, covered in racist tattoos. Like clearly it was like some backwater clan. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking die.
Oh no, that was
This
at
guy.
my house. That was my dad. You mean?
And I was like, Mr. Segura, what are you doing? Where's the steak? It
You
was
got
ridiculous.
scared though, right? At the gas station.
I was petrified because I thought he was going to pull out a gun and rob the clerk for $20. That's what fucking crazy hillbillies do.
Florida
And there's
somehow.
hillbillies in Florida.
This is the great marketing ploy that has succeeded. That I don't understand how they were able to do it, but somehow Florida has successfully put out there the idea that Florida is just beaches.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, Florida,
And hillbillies.
They just remember, no, but a lot of people will only think of Florida as like South Beach, and you're like, no, you don't understand. The state is about that for about 4 miles of like nice beaches, and the rest it's country as shit in Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that.
Swamplands and shit like
Yeah.
that.
Swamplands.
Great. Your
it's-
your body will never be found.
Right.
If you
Lot
get
of-
thrown in a
That's
swamp.
why Dexter's takes place in Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of country boys. It's a lot of
Oh,
it's a lot of
scary white
rednecks.
people.
It's mostly pickup trucks and
But I like South Beach because I love Puerto Rican guys jogging on the water, and then they always have their gold chains
This
that hit
isn't-
them in the face, and it's like my favorite.
this
I
isn't a
love
joke,
Puerto
by the way.
Ricans.
If you're a fan and if you like Christina and if you're Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
you're in there.
Puerto Rico,
She
Puerto
really
Rico,
has a thing for
I love the Ricans.
yeah. She
Can I-
likes Latin men and especially.
Oh, I love Latin man. I love like Daddy Yankee. I went to see him
Nice.
play live. I love all that shit. Boricua. Tommy, what about you? What about your Janine Hayes? No, that's a
No.
Janine
Canadian.
Garofalo?
Jenna Hayes. What about you? And you're obsessing with
must
Jenna
be-
Hayes' chewing gum next to you.
Am I sitting in the chair that she sat in?
Yeah, she is. Can't
Smell
you
it,
tell?
smell
I can
it.
feel-
Can you smell her?
Oh god.
And there's gum right there on the
She-
side.
Should I touch this?
Yeah, sure, why not? Chew it. I dare you to chew it.
Oh.
I will chew
Chew
it.
the gum.
When was it?
It was, what is today? Thursday? I think
Yeah.
it was Monday.
It's pretty
Okay,
moist.
It's still
It is still
fresh.
moist?
Kind of, yeah.
She's very lubricated in and out.
Wow.
Well, if you're a fan of Jenna Hayes, the superstar, porn star, or of Sam
I
Tripoli's,
think
what is
we're
it, the
all
Naughty
fans.
Naughty Show?
the Naughty Show podcast?
Yeah.
Jenna sitting where I sat, or sat where I'm sitting, and she put her gum very delightfully on your
It's green.
table.
And it's still chewy.
It's green.
and I can. Oh man.
What is that? Is that a Trident wintergreen? Maybe?
I just hope it's not Ashley Hamilton's because I was thinking about I would actually
right.
chew it.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, if it's Ashley's gum, I don't want to chew it.
Why? You think Ashley's dirtier than?
Yeah, he
Jenna?
did heroin and,
Oh, he did.
fucking crazy drugs, and he's balding because he had a foot funk. Did you hear this? Oh, you guys
What?
got to listen.
No.
The last two Naughty Show podcasts have been crazy awesome. Ashley Hamilton, George Hamilton's son, was like this huge music star overseas, and he was about to come over to the United States with this really good song, and we played it, and it was actually a really good song. Like I was like, wow, if this would have hit the United States, whatever, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, he would have been like a Smash Mouth or whatever those like bands
Right,
that came
right.
up during that time. But then he did too much drugs and his whole shit got thrown away. But anyways, he had a foot fungus that was so bad that he went to the doctor and he got this medication for his feet. And you're supposed to get your liver checked out a lot because I guess this medication fucks your liver up. He didn't do that, so he started just losing chunks of hair. So he has like
man.
hair missing and stuff like that. So yeah, I would chew Jenna Hayes' gum before I choose Ashley Hamilton.
Can I tell you what makes me really happy? I know no one gives a fuck about the royal wedding, but
I don't.
I know one cares. But can I tell you something that makes me really happy is the fact that Prince William is balding, because it just goes to show like you can be royalty, but it can't stop male pattern baldness,
That's
and
right.
it gives me great joy.
I
He
almost
used to be handsome too. I used to like him a lot when he was
my
15.
hair has thinned out.
Lately,
You're
it just
handsome.
started happening.
No, a couple years ago, and I did take a one of the pills.
Alopecia?
Yeah. I took the pills for like a month or two, but I was so inconsistent, and it also lowered my sex drive.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes, it was devastating.
that I
Like you were just
stopped
like,
taking
I don't wanna.
but I said it in that voice. I was like, I don't want to actually touch it. No,
Please, Tommy.
stop touching
Is that
it.
did it seriously make you like that, or you just didn't get boners easy?
Yeah,
or?
I just wasn't, normal.
Well, and for Tommy, he's never soft. So
That's
this
right.
was a very trying time for him.
Wow.
Yeah,
My
So you're-
husband is very fertile, very erect, and ready to rumble.
Yeah, that's a
but it just kind of
good boy
tapered
time.
off.
That's why
Like
we got
now,
married.
the hair it's basically the same of where it was.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing a hat, but I don't know. I'll
I
show
think
you.
your hair looks great, babe.
Yeah, your hair is.
I think
fine,
you're a
man.
very handsome man.
Thanks, babe.
You're a dashing bear.
Yeah,
You're so cute.
thanks, babe.
Look at you, you big old smelly grizzly.
I did the I
Look
had
at you.
I had a toenail.
yeah,
this one
can we
time.
not? I didn't want to fucking
Ooh.
talk about it.
Was
So
it
gross.
yellow and
Yeah.
Oh,
crunchy and stuff?
Oh.
Yeah, but you know what? Now that you say that, they made me the doctor that I went to was right down on the same street, like 5 buildings down from the place that checks your liver, and
Right.
they would every time I had an appointment, I would have to get my liver tested first.
Really?
Yep, and then they would give me the prescription
oh my god.
and refill, and that was the routine for having it refilled.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
weird.
I think my dad had that problem, but he also likes to drink.
Yeah.
And I think that's why his toenails didn't heal for like
Mine healed.
years. He was like, fuck it.
You know what I've noticed here in California that I didn't have this when I was in Ohio is it seems like a lot of not only doctors but mostly dentists have this whole like used car salesman ethic where I go in there and it feels like I'm getting sold shit that I don't need.
Oh,
Yes,
speaking
dude.
of-
Oh my god.
We have the best story, but sorry, did you have a story?
Well,
that
I
you
just,
wanted?
real quick, I went to go get a cleaning the other day, and then I paid for it, and then I went and I just got a bill today, and it's like, oh, we forgot to charge you. You got the fluoride treatment and all this other crap, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't get no
ask.
fluoride
Yeah.
treatment. What the fuck is that
Fluoride
all
these
about?
nuts, Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, have you guys noticed this? Like every time I go in there, they're like, "You need to get this gum thing where we count the numbers of your gum, and then we have to go deep in there."
No,
Can
listen
I
what
tell
happened
you?
to Tommy. This is ridiculous.
I have a bigger, like more shocking feeling about
So
this,
great.
Right.
and that is that like, do you remember like as a kid, you viewed like I did the medical profession as completely ethical?
Yeah.
And like there was no violation of, you would not be referred something that you don't need.
Right.
And I've always thought that like all doctors are like that.
Same here.
And it took till I was 20.
Sorry.
That was Christina. That was really nice, actually.
Thank
That
you.
was a
Thank you,
solid
guys.
one.
I appreciate that.
It took till I was like 27 before the first time I realized, like, oh no, like they'll try to make money off of you too. Like I didn't
Yeah.
think so. I had the first thing I had was I was having like a chest kind of, just like a pressure that I was like it happening kind of a lot. So I told my physician, and he was like, well. He sent me to a cardiologist.
That's
and
too
the
many
cardiologist
tacos.
was like, we'll do an EKG on you. So the EKG, is they hook you up, and they basically are just reading
Your
a
heart
chart
patterns,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I go to this top tier cardiologist in LA. He reads and he goes, it's slightly off. And I was like, well, what does that mean? He's like, there's a 5% chance that something's wrong with your heart. I was like, well,
5% chance.
Wait, but then
5%.
he asked you, what did he ask
Well,
you when
he
you're
goes-
dying? Yeah.
He goes, wait, what's that?
Remember, he's like, do you use? Because you're.
Oh,
your
that was a
blood
different
work-
thing. That was
oh.
a different. That was first they tested my blood and they're like, you have really high muscle enzymes, and I was like, fucking awesome. I'm really strong. And they're like, no, like off the charts. And I was like, it sounds good. So it's muscle.
Yeah, it's
And
strong.
he's like the only people with really high muscle enzymes are like Olympic athletes
Sure.
and cocaine addicts.
You're both.
And I was like, well, I don't do cocaine. Yeah,
I
and
don't
he
exercise.
He actually was like, look, dude, there's two options, and you're definitely not one of them. So how much cocaine do you do? That was basically the conversation.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I literally, I was like, dude, I don't do.
But in all fairness, you look like you do drugs.
Oh, yeah,
like you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
a vision of health. Some days I wake up next to you,
Some days?
and I'm like, really? Did you stay up all night rummaging through trash, you homeless person? And that's the love that we share. And I
Right.
don't always look great either. I'm
Well,
just
you
saying.
look, you do.
You can't trust those fucking doctors because even if you say
No.
you smoke or do anything, they put on that chart. Next thing you know, your insurance company knows
yes.
you do fucking cocaine and smoke cigarettes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I went in for like migraines once, and now forever they're like, "You have brain problems." I'm like, "No, man. I was on the pill and it gave me headaches."
So you got an EKG.
Sorry, yes.
The guy, so then he goes, you could just slightly off, and I go, what? Well, since there's a 5% chance that I don't feel comfortable without running this other test on you. So I was like, all right. So I go run this other test. The other test is like an imaging test. They inject you with like radioactive shit and like
Right.
It's very
They
It
can
goes through your
elaborate.
bloodstream so it could seize it, go through your body, go
Yep.
through your heart, make
And
sure it
it's
does everything.
really elaborate. They run that test and they're like, you have like a slightly bigger heart than most people.
You have
which
a baboon
maybe,
heart.
Yeah, maybe my baboon heart is why I have
You're
this. Like, it's a stronger heart,
red
so I have
ass.
a lower sitting heart rate, and that's maybe the confusion that arises when they're like, "Why is your heart so strong?" Like,
Right.
They was like, "Do you used to run
You're an
marathons?"
athlete,
I'm like,
Tom.
"Yeah, I used to run marathons. Check me out."
Tom's an athlete.
So, anyways, the bill for that was like $8,000, $9,000
Ugh.
for the imaging thing.
Ugh, we almost died.
And
Ugh.
but here's the best part.
Gave me
After this
diarrhea.
whole thing, and I had the health insurance, like covered most of it, but it was a whole elaborate thing. I tell my dad's friend, who's a cardiologist, and like my whole story. He's like, well, do you have the EKG? And I was like, yeah. He goes, well, send it to me. I'll take a look at it. And I was like, all right. So I sent it to my dad's friend. He calls me up. He goes, I just want to tell you that you have nothing irregular about your. You have a totally normal EKG.
Yeah.
Like, you should have never run that second
fuckers.
test. And it was just like that feeling of like, really, they just did that to make
those cock-sucking
extra
pieces of human garbage will do that.
Same thing kind of happened to me in a certain way. I had a panic attack. I didn't eat for I was like a whole day, and I went out and had a couple Red Bulls or these huge Mountain Dew like energy drinks. Anyways, I got some heart palpitations, pulled over, thought I was dying, having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And called an ambulance, and the ambulance came like, dude, you're fucked up. We need to take you in, and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, you know what? I bet they get a cut to take people to the hospital, and that ambulance charge was $800 for a mile.
Just
it
to
was
ride
a
in it.
mile.
1 mile.
Yeah.
And so I get to the hospital, and they're like, "Oh shit, your heart's acting crazy." And so they flushed me with all this crap, and they did all this shit. Anyways, it cost like $10,000 for an anxiety attack because I had too much Mountain Dew.
That came out of your pocket?
Oh
Yes.
my
No.
god.
And that was with insurance.
Yeah, man.
You owe 10 grand.
Yeah, I paid it all off. Thank God.
Yo, God forbid you have to go to the emergency room for something real. I mean, I fell off a scooter a few years back and went to the ER. I was there for like an hour. It cost thousands of dollars. If they offered me a Vicodin, and I was like, nah, I got it at home. And I looked on the bill. It cost $50 for a fucking Vicodin pill, right? $50. They
You
charge
never
you.
told me you had a scooter.
I was not a scooter. It was a Razor scooter, the kind that like children. And
that's so cute.
and years ago, I was really into them. And then I fucking face planted on the pavement, and a woman with her baby was strolling by me, didn't even help me, just rolled right past me, and I was like, it was bad. I sprained my arm.
Fuck, you know,
Gives a
it's
shit.
funny when you being an
times.
adult trying shit that you used to do as a kid, like riding bikes and Razor
Yeah, you
scooters and
can't.
stuff. I rode a bike the other day and flipped over the handlebars.
You can't.
And I had
Wait,
to-
how bad? So you were just sprained, though?
Well, no. What happened is I actually ended up like I cracked my elbow.
Yeah.
Like the bone, something was shattered or something. Not really. Anyways, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't go to the doctor unless I have to. And
She
I
really
went to
doesn't
my
go.
doctor, and he's like, "Yeah, we got to put a cast on your arm like this. Your arm's gonna be straight out for the
What?
next 2 months." And I said, "Go fuck yourself. No way." And I just, you know what? The arm's fine now. I didn't
Wow.
put anything on
Isn't
it.
that fucking it drives me
I
crazy?
don't listen to these assholes because they don't always know what's up. They don't even know what the hell you have.
That's craziness.
The dentists are the worst, though.
Dentists
This
out
is
here,
the most egregious,
Dentists are out
yeah.
here the worst. Like they've been doing this thing lately where they count every single tooth, and they put a number 1 through 5 to see how deep your gum is or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways,
please.
then they need you to go in there and do like 4 different treatments where they come inside and wash your gums out, like the plaque inside your gums. I don't know. They're telling me all this, and so I told my mom this. My mom's like, yeah, they start doing that when you're really old, you
Yeah.
know, but you should not be getting it when you're 36.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if I
Well,
just have really bad teeth?
what
maybe?
if
I
your
don't know.
mouth
No.
We don't know where your mouth has been.
I know.
Your mouth might have been on this gum. And
Yeah.
you didn't eat it.
But with Tommy, they told you that you
Dude.
had like
I have like regular PPO, like where you can
That's what I
choose
have.
your doctor help.
Yeah.
But my dental insurance is the cheap one.
Dental
Uh,
insurance is stupid, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cancel it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I pay like nothing, but then they're like, you can go to this one dentist, you know, or they'll have like a dental clinic you can go to.
right.
So this is like the second time since I've been in LA where I went. The first time, I'll tell you the first time. The first time I went to a really high-end dentist's office, and it was because I was working on a show, and they had some arrangement where they were like, you can get your teeth whitened for $50.
What?
And it's a procedure that was normally $500.
Wow.
So I went, and the guys were like, hey, since you're here, do you want us just to like check your teeth? And I was like, all right. Like at the time, I was like,
you
sure.
have dog teeth, and that
And
takes
then
longer.
they I don't have dog
They
teeth.
have to clean your canines.
They're like, you have like 11 cavities. Do you want us to?
11?
Right.
11.
And I was like, nah, dude. And they're like, I mean, it's up to you. And I was like, no, I don't
That's
want to
so
do that.
fraudulent.
So then I went to my dentist, or the dentist at the time, whatever that I was going to. And I was like, I explained him the story, and he checked him out. He was like, you have 0 cavities.
Wow.
What?
Are you fucking
Yeah.
serious?
And this was so. Anyways, a few more years pass. Then I go a few weeks ago, recently, to this dentist in town or whatever that they gave me the referral, like my insurance.
Through
Like, you can go to this guy. So I go and they do a cleaning, and then they're like, all right, took some X-rays. You know, you have 12 cavities. Do you want us to fill
12.
them?
12.
And I was like,
Are you fucking
I
serious?
I had 0 cavities.
That's every tooth,
Like the
half
last
of
time I
every-
went, and now I have 12. And they were like, I mean, yeah. And I was like, now I had an attitude about it because I had the experience, and I was like, yeah, no thanks, asshole. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And they were like, your choice,
Run.
man. Your fucking teeth. You do what you want with
Yeah.
them. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. So, thank God she knows like a good ethical.
Can I tell you? Hungarians, always. I only go to Hungarian dentists and doctors because
dentist.
we're Hungarians. I have his name if you're interested.
Yeah.
I'll give it out.
Don't give it out. Don't
Why?
give it out. I don't know if you should give it out.
But to plug for him. If you want a good dentist, email
All right.
me and I will give
Yeah,
you his
do
name.
that.
He's very reputable and he does impeccable work for a good rate.
He might not want to be associated with what we.
That's a
talk
good
about.
point. Yeah.
And if you're in
but-
Columbus, Ohio, go to Dr. Straker, who is my childhood dentist that fucking kicks
never do
ass and
that.
never would do this stupid shit.
So I
fucked
go
up.
to him and I tell him the story, this guy now. And he's like, I go, here are the x-rays, because they x-rayed me, and this is what they told me. And they gave me paperwork showing, he goes, well, first of all, they didn't say that you have 12 cavities. And I was like, oh, really? That's what I thought the guy said. He goes, well, this is the chart that coincides with the x-ray. It says you have 19 cavities.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? He was like, that's what it says here. And I was like, did I have 19 cavities?
That's impossible.
I know. He was like, yeah. So he's sitting there reading it forever, and I'm like, all right. Like, he's like, hold on, I'm just making sure of everything. I'm checking. Okay, you don't have 19 cavities. And I go, what do I have? And he goes, you have 34 cavities. And I was and that was Christina told him to say that.
Oh,
So I'm like,
that's fucking.
That was
Were you
bad.
freaking out?
yeah, I was like,
That's like fucking $200,000.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
It made me so happy.
my stepbrother got to the point because he drank. I don't think he does this anymore, but he
Switching
drank
to water right
a 12-pack of Mountain Dew, not diet. 12-pack of Mountain Dew every day. He would
12-pack.
He would carry a box of 12-pack around with him, and he cut it so he can just grab a can and still use it as like a
Come on.
suitcase. Swear to fucking
What's
God,
wrong
it's
with
so
him?
weird.
Is he dead?
No, but he came one day to Christmas and all his teeth were pulled out. He's just like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm just getting my whole teeth pulled out. And so now he just got all his teeth. And he's like maybe 6 years older than me. And he's
So what does he have? Dentures or something? Or?
yeah, now I think he has dentures and stuff. But
What?
But he
That's
was
an
like, I think he
addiction.
had something like that
That's an
where it was
addiction.
like, fuck, I'm not paying $100,000 for all
No.
this crap. I'm just going to get all my teeth pulled out.
Wow, that's a little extreme.
Wow.
I mean, then you have to replace all those teeth. You can't just walk around with
I
your
know.
gums. Oy.
You can.
But so how many cavities did you really have, just so that people don't...
It's kind of depressing. I ended up having 6.
Yeah.
It was better than 19.
But
You don't floss though.
here's
Thank
here's
you.
the
I'm
thing.
not.
Thank you,
I'm,
Red
I don't
Band.
floss either. I fucking refuse
You
to
ain't.
floss.
I'd
It's
only
so
have-
Flossing,
good.
fuck you. Floss.
No,
I'd
how
only-
dare you?
I had only
It's your friend. You
until
can
I
erase
was
it.
until this week. I'd only had 1 cavity my whole life,
Now look.
and then all of them
Now look.
he goes all of the ones that you have could have been avoided. They were all between
Yeah.
molars, and he was like they all could have been avoided with
Right.
flossing. He's like
See
if you had flossed,
how
you wouldn't
important
have
that
it.
Yeah,
is,
same here.
Brian?
Oh no, I agree. I try it. I just can't do it.
feels
I
good.
still
It's
can't.
so good.
So
I know.
feels
I
good.
just I
Just
just
get
started
used
doing
Just
it.
became addicted to
Oh,
it.
you'll love
Kind
it.
of, yeah. It feels
you
so
see how
good.
much shit that you have
do.
in there,
that's
dude?
The,
You'll
that's
be
the
so
part where you're
grossed
like,
out.
fuck, man. Like,
So
you
gross.
didn't realize that was sitting between your
Do you
teeth.
use
Yeah.
the string or this little fucking?
No, I
No,
use a string. I
Get
go-
waxed.
yeah.
Get
Mint
waxed.
waxed. And then just, you'll be amazed at how much shit
damn,
you'll
you
pull out.
guys.
Wait, can we please play the clip? I'm dying to hear it.
Okay.
Set it
Yeah.
up, Tommy. This is the best thing ever.
Well, you know, I didn't realize when I saw it, I was like, how could this is so awesome, but
yeah. Speaking of dentistry and getting shit done to your face, it hurts.
well, that is this is a different one he's got.
This is what I felt like.
Oh,
I cracked a
the
crown.
first one.
all right.
I just cracked a filling and now I have to have a crown and it hurts so bad today.
This is from well, why don't we play it first?
All right.
Or no?
Well,
we
no, set up the
No,
clip. Set
it's
up
from
the clip.
Intervention.
This
It's
is
from
a great clip.
Intervention. Intervention's a show on A&E where people usually are like completely crippled to drug addicts, and
it's the best show to get
at
stoned and
the
watch.
end of the show, after they follow them, they have the intervention where everybody in the family usually tells the addict
They know what intervention
how much.
is.
No, I know. I'm just saying how much but the moment is when they tell them how much you
Yes.
mean to them, like how
Oh,
much
right.
they care about them, and this one is that moment, like
Right.
of somebody sharing.
So they're reading a letter like, I love you,
Yeah,
I missed
how
the
much I love
time.
you. Yeah.
When
I know
Somewhere deep down in my heart, I still love you.
That's a guy, by the way.
Right. Talking to his father.
What the fuck?
That's a man crying. It's a man. This is how I feel when we make love, Tom.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
That was the best crack.
yeah, isn't it, can we get a replay on that?
Yeah, let's hear that
I would
again.
love to have one, especially the beginning part's my favorite.
Because I know somewhere deep down in my heart, somewhere, I still love you.
You know, the video of it is the best part.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's worth checking out. I mean,
You know what else
We'll
is
post
worth
it on
checking
our,
out?
Our website.
This,
Because I know somewhere deep down in my heart, I still love you.
the other one is better. The hip hop one.
The auto tuning. Just
This one's great.
Love you.
No, that's not the one. That's not the one. Go to
oh my
the
God, what was
go to the
that?
hip hop one.
I'm scared the fuck up. Hold on. Oh my
happened?
god, my heart just jumped. That
He
was
exploded him?
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
see it, so I can't.
That's no good.
Meow, 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 meow. This is not it.
Somewhere deep down in somewhere deep
Go to
down,
the
somewhere deep down, I still love you.
Millions of views.
which
I
one?
still love you.
Okay.
There's just millions
I
of
still
views.
love you.
Oh, that one's got 4 million. This one has
Because
4.
I know
This is good.
somewhere deep down in my heart, I still love you.
It's like an R. Kelly song. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Somewhere deep down in my heart,
Oh, this is brilliant.
I love you.
Oh man.
That's some good shit right
I
there.
love you. I love you. I love
That is talent. Whoever remixed that has talent.
I
Yeah,
love
and
that
if you're
auto-tune
ever-
shit.
If you're ever having a
Sounds-
bad day or whatever, and you want a hit of that
What's those songs?
best cry ever. Is
Is
what
it? It's called best. What are those songs? Is it R. Kelly that's like, and I broke into your house,
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
you was
yeah.
with another man.
Yeah,
Ah! It's totally like that.
It's
Yeah.
the that
From the closet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
in the closet series.
Yeah, in the closet series. By the way,
love
did you
it.
guys didn't see the new South Park last night? Did you?
No,
Oh.
no.
Fucking hilarious.
Really?
You see the movie Human Centipede?
I know about it. I
No.
never saw it.
Oh God, you need to see that first.
Is that movie good? It's terrible, right?
It's horrible. It's one of those movies though. You get really baked. You sit down, you watch it. You'll hate it, but you can't look away.
Right.
And then it's kind of like a pop culture thing. So
Yeah.
I would recommend just seeing
Oh,
it. Just,
And
Cool.
they just like parody it.
they
Really well.
parody it and they mix it in with Steve Jobs and Apple doing the new iPad.
Oh,
type
really?
announcement, and it's fucking hilarious. I was laughing out loud for realsies.
For realsies?
You know what's
Yeah.
funny? I still watch Intervention. I love it. I love it. But how do these people not know they're on the show Intervention at this point? Like,
You know.
because if you're a junkie, you're watching.
They-
10
and they all
hours
know
of
the
TV
show.
A day.
They
Yeah,
all
like,
know
You
the
that's
show.
all
sold your
do.
TV. What are you talking about?
Oh, is that why?
They all know. Everyone knows that show though, and they all know that like the show starts by you going, "My name is Tom T. M. Like they all spell their name.
Like to huff gasoline.
Yeah.
Who was
it's-
huffing gasoline that we saw? Oh, from the Whites documentary.
The Whites
Have
documentary.
you seen that one, Red Band?
No, I actually have never watched a full episode of Intervention. I've seen
No,
clips.
no.
Oh, no.
The documentary, The Wild Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Oh no,
So-
I still haven't seen it. Joe has this whole thing where he brings it up almost every podcast. He
It's
goes, "You've seen it, right?" I'm like,
amazing.
"No, you keep on
have
saying
to.
you're gonna give me it," and so I haven't bought it because I'm waiting for you to give it to me.
But he talks about it a lot.
He talks about it all the time.
It's so good.
They actually heard about Joe talking about it, and so like the producers of the Irwood stuff like that sent Joe like a box of T-shirts. And
Really?
crap. So he has
I
all
love
these
a
T-shirts
T-shirt.
of it.
Dude, that's
It's amazing.
It's incredible. You have to watch
I
it.
know.
They're
I need
total
to see
hillbillies.
it.
The best is Jesco. He's the one that's been Jesco White. He's been huffing gasoline and he has brain damage from huffing
Yeah.
gasoline.
And they don't know what
like
part
10
of my
years.
brain that it rotted out, but there's a hole somewhere in my brain, and don't know what part it's affecting right now. But it might have affected the part that made me get a tattoo of Charles Manson
Oh yeah, he has a Manson. Wait, it's Manson on one end
and Presley.
and Elvis Presley. But I'll tell you what, that fool can tap dance.
He can fucking
He can
dance.
tap. So apparently, brain damage is proportionate to your ability to like
That
tap.
family.
dance.
You can't even, if you don't know, there's a documentary called The Wild Wonderful Whites of
Yeah.
West Virginia, and it just it follows the White family in rural West Virginia.
Yeah,
which
Virginia.
I guess
Virginia.
it's all rural. For a year, it's incredible. Like they are just, everybody is either dead,
Yeah.
in jail, on drugs, or some combination
Stealing.
of.
Is there
of those
one
things.
person that's like the daughter that's like, I got my shit together. My
One.
family's
No,
crazy.
there's
No, there's
one
one.
who you kind of has like. I mean, he
he still has the hillbilly in him.
yeah, but he left. There's one that left.
Yeah.
And he left to Minnesota, and he kind of has his act together. But it's incredible, man.
Yeah.
You have to see this shit.
It just goes to show that you really are born into your limitations. I guess you could say it's hard to transcend if you're born into being a hillbilly, like, 'cause that's all you know, and your DNA is just all fucked up whiskey hillbilly. Like, it takes a lot to overcome
Yeah.
that.
It's like flossing for me.
It is like flossing for you. It's
It
a
is.
great analogy.
Dude, it's fucking awesome.
Wow.
And you know what's really cool?
What?
It smells.
This smells like shit when you floss.
Oh, really?
It like
Dude.
opens up like a pocket, like you're kind of.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about getting veneers?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when I saw the procedure done, I've seen how they do it.
Yeah.
What did they do? I
They
thought they
shave-
just glued shit on
They
your
shave
teeth.
your
No.
teeth down. They shave your real teeth down.
No.
And then they put those veneers over the baby teeth.
Can I tell you, because I have two fake front teeth because I
Me
knocked
too.
out one.
My
Oh
two
yeah.
front ones are half fake.
Yeah. What do you have, bondings like porcelain?
I got one that's porcelain and one
Yeah.
that's temporary from 12 years ago that they're like, oh, you need to get that replaced. I'm like,
really
I know, but I just haven't gone back.
Can you turn me down a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Can I tell you, I'm afraid of veneers because I don't want them shaving down my real tooth. I feel weird about that.
Yeah.
I'd rather them just keep doing a porcelain chopper.
Porcelain donkey chopper.
Yeah, I'm really.
better?
Whoa, that's really loud.
How about now?
Now it's off.
How about
That's much better.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm real weird about like for somebody that like I think about teeth and I'm very judgy of teeth. I can't believe that I didn't get into flossing until now.
Yeah. Well, lesson learned.
Lesson
Tom
learned.
Segura, 6 cavities.
You gotta fucking floss your teeth.
You gotta floss your teeth.
You're lucky that you just
Yeah,
got
no, floss your
cavities. I had
teeth.
one tooth because, like, when I moved out here, I didn't have a dentist, and so I just decided not to go to a dentist for several years. And I had a cavity, and I knew I had a cavity. It was one of those ones where I'm like, God, that's so sore. I need to go to the
dude.
fucking dentist. And so I kept on putting it off,
Don't
putting it off,
wait.
and finally I took it off, and they're like, dude, your shit's fucked. We
Yeah.
need to either.
Did the dentist say that exactly?
he-
Yeah, he was like holding
That's
the
the
chart
medical.
upside down, to the side, and he was like, "You need to get that shit fixed, and the only way to fix it is to either get an implant or a bridge."
Oh,
and then I'm like, "What's the
fuck.
difference?" And they're like, "Well, the bridge can come undone. The
$5,000.
implant is like the MacBook Pro of teeth." And I'm like, "All right, this."
How much is that?
I think the whole thing cost maybe like $5,000, something like that.
Yeah, it happened to one of my
See,
friends when we
dude.
moved out here. He got like his tooth was. He's like, my tooth hurts.
Under my tooth.
We went to the dentist and they were like, He had some, needed to get like a root canal, and then he had some something socket, right?
Oh,
Or was it
dry socket.
Dry
That's
socket.
what happens after you get your
yeah.
teeth pulled.
But then
it gets infected.
some other
Smoke
infection.
cigarettes too.
No.
Yes. Then he had some other infection. Anyways, the whole thing was like $8 or $9 grand out of pocket though.
Oh my god.
It
Gotta
fucked him
let
up
your
bad.
nuts hang.
You know what else fucked you up bad? Remember when I took you to the gym last week?
Why did you do that?
This was so much fun.
God damn it.
Sounds exciting.
If you want to have fun, if you're a
Ugh, I
guy
hate it.
and your wife or girlfriend doesn't like work out at all
Nope.
regularly.
No.
Not that I'm some fucking fitness guru.
Right, but you box a lot.
I do whatever. I hit the heavy bag, and my problem with being fat is that I'm inconsistent with the gym.
Right.
And I'm not disciplined with eating. But
Right.
like I know how to, I've been a competitive, whatever athlete. I've played sports, and I know how to,
Right.
work out in a gym. So even though I don't go enough, I go to the gym, and I usually do like a decent like heavyweight workout. Mm-hmm. So I was like, "Hey, do you want to come down to the gym with me?" And it was my birthday.
It was his birthday, so I
we
had to
walked,
do it.
She was like, "Yeah, all right." So we walked down to the gym, which is great. Buying like that'll make you go to the gym more when you can live in a neighborhood where you can walk to your gym.
Right.
We
So
live
I've
in a
been
gay
going-
neighborhood, so it's all gay bears.
I've been walking to the
Oh,
gym. It is a
sweet.
very, very homoerotic gym. But we walked down there. She's like, "All right, I'm gonna get on the treadmill," and I was like, "No, work out with me. Like, why don't you just work out with me?" And I was like, "I'll show you what to do." So I made her do leg press
Oh my god.
out of nowhere. Right? She's
Right.
never done it. She did leg press, and then as she's doing it, I start laughing, and she's like, "Why are you laughing?" And I was like, "Oh my god, you're gonna be so sore." Like I get sore, and I
Right.
do it pretty consistently, and I know what it's like when you haven't done it for months. Mm-hmm. She did a leg press, leg extensions, leg curls, and then she did like this step, like this
hate
step stool thing
exercise.
with
Right.
bicep curl. And I was like, then I just started
I
to
look so
laugh.
stupid.
And
It looks so dumb
She felt
doing
so
this stuff.
dumb.
It's
I
not
was
cool.
like,
look,
not
look.
cool.
Doing
Dude.
that stuff doesn't make you look cool.
No, it doesn't.
And not, I try to look dignified.
But I was like, every time I looked at her, I was like, oh my god, the pain you're gonna be in is like, it's not even
Tell him what I
describable.
told you as I was doing it. I was like, it doesn't feel good.
Oh yeah, that's one of like when she was doing the leg press. She like tried to stop, and I go, "Why are you stopping?" And she goes, "It doesn't feel good." I'm like, "It's not supposed to fucking feel good." Like
I'm
it's
so lazy.
it's
we need to
like-
go work out together.
it's it's
the
it's-
laziest
you're
human being
doing
alive.
like weight resistance, like it's supposed to burn. She's like,
hate
"It
it.
does." I'm like, "That's good. Like you're doing it right." So
I'll just skip a meal. I don't have to exercise.
and the next day, the whole night, I'm just laughing. I'm like, "You have no idea what you're gonna feel like tomorrow. It's gonna suck so bad."
Oh my god.
And I just kept laughing about it.
So
And
mean.
then we finally, the next day, she was like, "Oh, I'm crippled. I'm crippled." And she started walking. You know how toddlers walk when they go like step, 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 and they don't know how to do a full bend. And they don't know how to walk and control their knees.
Yeah.
That's how she walked for like 6 days.
hate
She was
you.
like,
6
"I
days.
can't move."
Hilarious.
Probably like
I
3.
hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you. And then the best, you're like, do you want to go work out today? Like
Yeah.
2 days. I'm like, that's never gonna happen.
And I was trying to tell her, like, if
You ruined
when
it
that
for me.
lactic acid buildup is the worst and it's burning, if
Yeah.
you go work out, it'll loosen
Yeah,
up.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
It gets better. I mean,
It
I
does
get sore
not.
from bowling. Like the other day, I went bowling, and my whole like leg and arm was sore for like just like that for a day. Yeah, but that does go away. It's the worst is working out with Joe Rogan because
That must suck.
I see an animal.
he's an animal and
Yeah.
he is one of those loud guys because he will have sex sounds screaming from him in the middle of 24-hour fitness, and it's just like like that, and it's like I have to go to the other side of the gym, you know. So like everybody's like looking back and stuff like that. I guess
have
some
done-
gyms have like no grunts allowed.
Really?
Yeah, because
That's
people
fucking-
can.
Can I tell you something?
That's dumb.
Tommy, I will work out with you on the condition that I get to grunt like that in the gay gym.
You heard it. She made a.
I will do it if I get to
You
be
need
like,
to record that shit.
oh yeah, fuck that ass.
That's
And
on
that's
record
what I'll
now.
say.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna take it.
I've done. I've gone to the gym, the hotel gym with Joe.
Yeah.
Where he gets on the elliptical,
Right.
but blows it out like a lunatic. Like,
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, what? Like he really maximizes the actual training tool there.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
really, like, wow.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
it's
a
like-
maniac.
He looks fit. I mean,
He's so crazy
guess it
fit.
works.
He's super.
He's
fit.
super fit,
I
yeah.
I tweeted that when we were in Louisville, we were at a bar one night, and they actually had the professional the arm wrestling thing.
Oh, the machine.
Yeah, like the thing where you like
Oh,
the actual,
yeah,
the
yeah,
pro
yeah.
thing
Yeah,
where you
the pro
grab it.
thing, yeah.
And like, so I was like, hey, run over here real quick. Like, let's do this, dude. Like, I'm not crazy strong, but like, I figure even if you arm wrestle somebody stronger than you get like kind of a good,
Right.
like little tug of war.
No.
There was
Zero tug of war.
dude, 0.0. Like it was like,
punked you out.
like it was like he was like just looking at me like, are you? I'm like, I'm going as hard as I can, and it was like, bam! Like I just like
That's
it was-
crazy.
Yeah. I would
it,
never.
it really put me in check. I was like, fuck. And then I tweeted it. Some girl was like, well, you're a fucking retard for thinking that you can arm wrestle.
Oh my
Joe.
God.
Yeah.
I was at a strip club with Joe, and there was this woman that was a muscle stripper. Like she was one of those girls that like, all right, you have a penis or you had a
Yeah.
penis.
Like bodybuilder style?
Yeah, bodybuilder.
So
And she was so scary. And like she kept on hitting on me, and it was grossing me out because she was fucking like huge.
Yeah.
And Joe said something like, I think Joe said it, why don't you arm wrestle Brian or something like that. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And then like right when we were starting, I'm like, if I lose against a fucking stripper girl, that's going to be the most embarrassing thing ever. And it was a fucking war, dude. It was like one of those like hardcore ones where I'm just like, all right, I just got to do this. I beat her.
You did.
But I hopefully...
You got to do Joe just to feel it.
Oh, yeah,
Huh?
that'd
You
be
got to.
funny.
You got to.
I don't want to. I've felt him,
It sucks.
he's craziness
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. It's.
I was going to make a gay joke there, but I couldn't think of one. It's like, I felt him. I'm like, nah.
Well, when I said it too, I was like, I can't believe that I couldn't even give like a budge. He was like, I've been working out a long time. I train a lot. I'm like, nah, dude, that was embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
I think I've hated physical things my entire life.
Me
like
too.
Yeah, right. Even as a child, they'd be like, "Go play." I would literally climb on top of like the bars and take a nap.
and I
I
thought
fucking hated PE.
I thought
and,
I
like,
was
gym.
a slow walker.
Oh yeah.
There's nobody.
Oh yeah.
You're
You
super
really
slow.
hate.
I
Well,
can
she
sleep anywhere.
hates when you're like, she'll be like, are we racing? Can you slow down?
did
I
you
hate
that?
fast
Yeah,
walk.
but I'm a slow.
Especially when I'm full.
I'm that guy. I'm the
I'm
guy who's
full
like, can we
lot.
take it easy? She's fucking 10 feet behind me. Like, why are we running? I'm like, I'm walking slow. You're
Right.
crawling right now.
Yeah.
Like she's just like,
Because I'm always like, well, you're like my Arab husband. You're always 10 steps ahead of me. I'm like, really? I have to put on my burqa?
yeah.
I'm a fast eater and a slow walker.
Yep.
That's
I'm super
But
fast.
I'm a slow eater and a slow walker.
You're a
Yeah.
slow eater? I never
Yeah.
got the slow eating thing. Like, me and my dad used to always like, why are we wasting time eating it? Let's get this shit taken down with,
Take
you know?
it down. Can I tell you what my athleticism? When I was in 7th grade, I picked up smoking cigarettes, and that's about the time they make you run the mile here in LA. And I was like, "Fuck this!" I would walk the mile and chain smoke the entire time. It took me 20 minutes.
They made you run a mile?
Yeah, and they do this shit here in public school in LA. You have to run the mile every Friday, and it's like 100 degrees, and
Yeah, you see
it's
kids running
so
all the time.
hot
That's right,
in
yeah.
the city, and they're like, "Go run it out." You're like, and we used to have smog alerts where they'd be like, "It's stage 4, you can't go outside today," and they'd be like, "Let's play touch football." No, fuck you.
you really hate.
I hate physical activity.
You like tennis?
I like tennis because it's not a team sport. I'm not a team player.
it's very physical.
I hate team sports. Here's what really happened. I believe, actually, now that I think about it, when I developed breasts, once you have titties, there's no running.
Right.
And I've got huge cans. I've got D size, not to brag. I'm not really that pleased with it because I don't want to run. It hurts.
Do you have a lot of back issues?
Hurts my tits. Yeah, and shoulders and stuff. Oh, yeah, man.
Do you have to give her a lot of massages?
Titty massage.
Try to.
Butthole massage.
You know, I said this yesterday on the Rogan podcast. I just found out you're not supposed to like finger a girl's butthole and then put it in her vagina.
No, it's very verboten.
Yeah, so you have to lick it off in between.
How did you find this out from Jenna or from Joe?
Yeah.
Joe.
Joe told you?
No,
can't go back and forth.
no, a girl told me.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, because I don't finger buttholes much, and I just recently started, you know.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Because, you
How
know,
far?
most girls don't
Did
like
you
that.
learn some stuff? Like, did you ask questions to Jenna about like details like that?
No,
Or-
I mean, I'm pretty solid with most things. That's
Right.
one of those
But I'm
things
saying,
that
did she educate you on anything?
Not really. It was just more. I mean, she was just a very interesting person.
Sure.
Yeah, I would highly recommend listening to that. But you know, it's like I that's one of those things that if I thought about, it, I'm like, yeah, that makes no sense. Why would put a finger in your asshole and then put it in your pussy. That's
No.
bad for you. But it's one of those things that you're
You don't think
drunk
about
and having sex with the you're
Yeah.
not thinking that kind of shit. You're not like,
Yeah.
oh, which finger was that again? Oh, I better use this finger now.
Yeah. You do. You have to you got to remember the
Yeah,
finger.
I gotta remember the finger.
Yeah.
And can I tell you guys, hands are generally not clean.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you have to, girls, if you're listening, always tell your guy to wash his hands before he puts his fingers in. your
Right.
And you
cut
should
your nails.
You should watch.
Cut your fucking nails.
You should
definitely.
watch a guy, according to somebody that we met.
Yeah.
Should always watch a guy wash his hands with antibacterial soap before he puts them inside of you.
Who said that? I don't
That's what Kayla said.
Oh wow, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's a
right.
porn
She
person
adults. You can't say porn. They don't like the word porn star.
Porn.
You have
I
to
think
say
porn's
adult.
cool.
I
I'm
think
a
so
porn
too.
star, bitch.
But
Yeah.
they don't like it. They have to call
No,
it adult.
Oh, so wait,
entertainer.
can we cover this? I know we got to wrap this up.
Yeah. Right.
So, okay, this just to tell everybody this. There is a guy in our neighborhood who
We haven't talked about this.
and please wash your hands after you finger a girl's ass. But
By all means. Yeah.
or guys. But there's a guy in our neighborhood. We
gosh.
used to have a very famous, or neighborhood famous guy, the Silver Lake Walker,
Oh.
who would walk 20 miles a day
Did
in
you
Silver
hear about
Lake
him, Brandon?
every day.
He was
walked-
this lunatic. He was
Yeah.
a doctor, apparently. And he spent the last 20 years of his life walking through Silver Lake every day and only wearing aqua blue shorts, shirtless,
shirtless
and sneakers.
and reading a paper.
Rail thin and jerky tanned.
Right.
And he just became known as the Silver Lake Walker.
The Silver Lake Walker.
And he just died, though.
How good is that Mexican Coke?
Oh, we got Red Band of
He
Mexico.
he died in his hot tub, and they believe that there were drugs involved. But whatever, he was the guy. So now that he's gone, you need your neighborhood like quirky guy, right?
Lunatic, yeah.
Right.
So this guy was around before, but he was totally overshadowed by the Walker.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this guy
guy's
is the
great.
Birdman of Silver Lake.
Yes.
And what he does is he pushes and he's not like not like the Birdman like with Lil Wayne, like. But this guy
Yeah.
pushes a shopping cart up and down Hyperion, and he has bird feed, and he throws out bird feed.
But bags of bird feed.
Huge, massive, like he needs a shopping cart, like
he's a
50-pound
dick.
bags. And he calls out to pigeons and feeds pigeons. So pigeons shit all over businesses because he
fucking
attracts
asshole.
It's a
them.
total menace
It's a
to the
total
neighborhood,
thing.
yeah.
But
everyone
he
hates it.
really cares for these birds, and he posts signs on his shopping cart like, "Slow down! There's squirrels everywhere." He's trying to protect the squirrels and the
this is
pigeons.
awesome.
And he posts signs all over Hyperion. Always like, have you seen people taking down my posters?
He's putting up posters to
About
say
the
who's
posters.
Yeah, about the posters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he also
He also sweeps the sidewalks too, which
Yeah.
is really
That's
nice.
nice
Yeah.
of him.
Yeah, he's sweet. Actually.
and then
I like him.
he's
He's kooky shoes.
He's video active, but
He
he
We saw his cart parked in front of Video Active.
It's a video
while
store?
ago.
it's a video store, like a gay hardcore video store. Yeah. I guess
His
you
cart.
can go inside.
We saw
Yes.
his cart.
Don't give me that shit.
can
You know
do
you
it.
walked in there.
You can go inside and jerk off.
We saw
I think
him
you
while
can.
we were jerking
I think
off.
there's a room where this guy Todd comes in. I don't know, but there's anyways. So we were looking him up, and he's also an actor, and there's a link to a movie that he made, and that's
The
one of
bird guy?
The bird guy
Birdman,
is that
Silver
guy.
Lake.
Oh.
So if you click on the second link with the time code there,
Right.
or actually the third link is really good too. So when you just click the third one.
All right.
So he's from Italy and he came to the U.S. to
Yeah.
be an actor, and that kind of didn't pan out. I guess is what he wanted, and he put his scenes
Yeah, this
up
is
on
his
YouTube.
one of his scenes
Frank Massimo is the name that he goes by. Franco Massimo.
is his actor name. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me get this fucking.
Franco Massimo. He never, Dennis Woodruff is kind of
A fucking
similar.
problem. I want you to go back, call Tony, and tell him that there was one guy.
There he is.
Okay? I want to know. I want to know where the other guy is. And I want to know that by tonight. Otherwise, we're going to have a fucking problem here.
Uh-oh.
So call Tony now.
Here it is.
Oh shit.
You owe Angelo money. Are you going to pay?
I need a couple more days, fellas.
No, you're going to pay now.
I don't have it right
It's
now.
really
fellas.
You're
good.
going to pay right now.
He puts his phone
Son of a
number.
bitch,
Hold on.
You're going to pay.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Very.
Hey, Richie, Richie, get me Joy, Richie.
Okay, if you don't mind,
Richie.
if you don't mind, can you set up that first clip
Yeah.
with the I think the 113 is where it starts?
Where he's just sitting at the payphone.
Yes. This is one of.
You know, this is a whole part of Hollywood, this underbelly of these people that
Yeah, it's
come and they
Dennis
kinda-
Woodruff. I used to be
Dennis
obsessed. I would go
Woodruff,
talk
yeah.
to him.
Yeah,
I
he's
bought.
a cool guy.
From the Godfather family.
Okay, he got a phone call from the
To
Godfather
whack somebody in the Visconti family.
to whack somebody in the Visconti family. This
Well,
is the
don't ask me how
dialogue.
to receive the note. Just tell me something. What's going on? I cannot whack somebody in the Visconti
I love the
family.
artistic camera angle.
Yeah.
I cannot whack somebody.
I love
in
when
the
it,
Visconti family.
mafia
think
guys
you
say,
want-
"I cannot
Then
whack
what?
somebody."
I have been with the Visconti family more than 15 years. More than 15 years. I've
What's
been
gonna
with the Visconti
happen?
family.
That is
I've
riveting.
been with them for more than time. And I'm not going to jeopardize my friendship
He's using a
with the
payphone.
Visconti family. Capiche?
Capiche?
I've been. Listen, just because you had a bad day, I'm not going to whack somebody because you lost some money.
Oh.
I come there next week and we can talk about it. I'm not going to whack anybody in the Visconti family.
I get it.
I
he
think
doesn't
we
wanna-
established
Yeah.
that storyline.
I
that
know.
You are
He actually
not-
watched this whole clip when you weren't here, and he actually repeats that whole "I'm not going to whack somebody" at least 50 times. And it's like, to me, it looked like that they were actually filming it and they were going to edit it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because like the cameraman goes from the top, like above him, like they're just holding the camera above his head.
Yeah.
Then to like, I'm going to the ground. And as a camera guy, that just drives me crazy.
Well, I tell you.
I feel so bad. Like I watch it and I go, dude, who told this guy that you should use this dialogue for this? Like,
I know.
You know what shocks me is seeing him wearing clothes because he usually
right?
is shirtless.
He's also shirtless.
Oh, he's-
and
for some
shorts,
reason
yeah.
shirtlessness is
Yeah.
is part of being a Silver Lake weirdo. Is
Yeah.
that you can't have a shirt on?
That's so weird. Yeah, this is what's weird about L.A.
Yeah.
These people walking around with birds and shit like that, you don't realize, oh, wait, no, they're also an actor.
Oh,
or they're here in the
and
industry.
I read an article. Christina found an article that you read it, and like he's waiting for his break, which is another
Yeah.
consistent theme of kind of the weirdos that inhabit every neighborhood in LA. Is that they all really believe in the
It's
real
just gonna
discovery
happen.
thing of like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to be at 7-Eleven buying a fucking protein bar,
Yeah.
and a guy's going to be like, you want to be in a movie? Like, they really think that that's going to happen.
That's how
Like,
it happens.
He thinks that like by walking up and down Hyperion, someone's going to be like, hold on,
Wait a minute.
hey man, hey, come here a second,
The way you work those pigeons. Now, let me ask you: do you think it ever has happened where a
Yeah.
director is like, "You eating the cheeseburger"?
does happen.
Yes.
It does
to
happen.
Who?
Well,
The
I
dude
just
from
not-
NSYNC, the guy that created NSYNC, went to Longhorn Steakhouse, I think it was, and grabbed one of the bussers. It's like, hey, I like your look. Let's get in a band.
yeah,
Wow.
it's happened.
I did hear of Edward Furlong getting cast in the Terminator films that way. That whoever was like, "You're
and
fantastic."
you hear about a lot of the like,
That's only one or
like
two,
models
though.
have gotten discovered like that. when they're
Modeling's
just-
different.
Yeah, when they get walking
No,
down
that's
the
for
beach.
sure.
There's people that book big jobs on their first audition. That
This
shit's
I've heard of.
crazy too.
But that's an audition. That's I'm going
That
to
is.
try.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got
That's-
soup like that
yeah,
fucking
it's
what's his
different.
name? That cutie pie married to the cougar.
the cutie pie.
Demi Moore's husband.
Oh, Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, he's got one of those go fuck yourself stories where he's like, I just decided I wanted to be an actor, and
Yeah.
then the first thing I got was a 70s show. It's like,
Yeah.
it's one of those stories that makes you want to blow
I
your brains
think
out.
that other guy that kind of looks like him, the Josh Hartnett. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
He's one I think that booked. He booked like a major movie on his first ever audition.
Ugh, it makes me want to kill myself. Does that make you so
Yes,
angry?
What?
First
Your
audition?
First audition. They're like, and you're in Star Wars.
I've been plugging away at this
Yeah.
for 10 years.
I want to go on an audition so bad. I don't even know how to start.
What do you mean?
I just want to try it, just because that's one thing I've never done is
Oh.
gone on.
It really
auditions
is. You
and-
realize this after you've done it a while, and you talk to like basically more working actors. That
Right.
how much of it is
luck.
is a lottery.
Yeah.
You're playing the lottery because so much commercial and theatrical stuff, commercial especially, is there. You're being cast for the most part on what you look like.
Oh, yeah.
And like, do you look like what the the brand or the director feels like the part calls for.
Right.
You literally walk in the room and it can be like, it's just a format. Like if they're like, that's not the look. And
Right.
they're just like, do you want to read the line? And you just do it and they're like, thanks a lot. It's because you didn't look like the guy.
Right.
If you look like what they imagine the part is, then you're in the running, you know?
Right.
And then for theatrical stuff, you basically, if you're not established, you're basically not in consideration.
Yeah, they
for
don't
it.
even fucking
Like
think
that.
of you.
That's
It's
just
not gonna
also
happen.
becomes like, unless you're fucking amazing at the part,
Right.
Yeah.
they want to go with a guy who they feel like is a bigger name. It's just better for the production, you know.
Right.
Wait, can I tell you my favorite kind of audition? When you have to prepare things, like you have to prepare like 3 characters, 3 impressions for like comedy stuff. One time I auditioned for a show, and the casting lady was typing her email the entire, like had her laptop fully up and like didn't even watch me audition.
Wow.
And you have to do it. You have to run through your
Yeah.
characters and run through your shit. And they don't pay attention to you. It's so
Yeah.
crazy.
I had a
Like,
guy blow
wow,
me
you
off
don't
like
give a
that.
shit at all.
He was
I could be
looking
dead.
at his monitor one time,
Ugh.
reading stuff.
It's devastating.
Or the other one
It's
is
so
when they
rude.
go, you get the sides, right? And they're like, you know, it'll be like 3 different scenes, and they're like, just prepare these, and you'll prepare, and let's say scene 2 has 5 pages of dialogue, and you're just like, you keep getting it, you're reading it over, you have it memorized, and you're like, I'm ready for this audition. You go in, they're like, we're just doing scene 1, so if you want to just go ahead, we're just gonna do
Yes,
scene 1,
great.
and you're like, what about, like, we're not gonna do scene 2? No, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna do scene 1. And you're like, awesome.
I
I
just
spent
spent-
hours.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I,
pretty.
I like Ari always. Like he does it all the time, auditions and stuff like that.
He books a lot of stuff.
He books a
Yeah.
lot of shit, and like a lot of the shit he tells me that he does is so interesting because like he did one for Miracle Whip, and
Oh, yeah, I saw that
and
one.
he was like, you know, you're supposed to go in there and just talk about Miracle Whip or act like you like Miracle Whip, but he's like, you know what, I fucking hate Miracle Whip, so he just starts bashing Miracle Whip, and it just so happens that's exactly what
The
the
campaign.
commercial campaign
Yeah.
was going to be
Oh,
about.
wow.
So that's what I guess you have to do. Is
Make
like
a choice.
just-
Make a hard choice.
Yeah.
yeah, just be so they remember you. You
Yeah.
know?
Just be you. Do you, bro?
Do you?
Yeah.
To
Bro.
quote the situation.
Yeah,
in
dog.
Jersey Shore.
Dog.
Can I tell you the one commercial I got for Kellogg's Raisin Bran? I went in with the worst, shittiest attitude, and I started eating off their craft service table. I went straight, and I was like, and they're like, you can smile, you know. That's what the casting director said to me. And I was like, oh, shit, sorry. And I ended up getting it, because I had
Yeah.
a shitty attitude.
Do you know one
and that's
time-
what they wanted for the part.
I
That's
booked
awesome.
one where I just came in and I was like, hey, go fuck yourself kind of attitude. And the idea of the commercial was that your thumbs could talk. So it's really that you hold your thumbs up and you do the thing like this, but you improvise. And I was just like funny and just, you know, like whatever. I was just like big and they were like, that was great, man. Like, can we, you know, take your picture like this? And then I got the call, hey, you booked it. We shoot, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, great. So then we go and they're like, you know, you're going to do this one. There's all different actors doing different thumb scenes, and they're going to do like all in post, create like a mouth on your thumb and like hair and like all these different personalities that are your thumbs. And so we're doing the scene, and then they're like, hey, your next one is the hot tub one. I'm like, all right. So me and this girl are in this hot tub. We're doing this. And then I realize they're like, hey, what's going on, man? Like I hear they're like, what's going on Tom's thumb? And I'm like, what's the problem? I look. I bite my cuticles and my thumbs, like I chew on them like nervously.
Oh, weird.
Right? And like
That's
I'll
gross.
this part will get calloused and I'll chew it.
Oh, weird.
Well, I don't know if you've ever seen someone's hands after they're soaked in water, like when they
Prune
start
hands?
to prune. But if you bite, it gets like really gross looking. Like
Ooh.
where you chew becomes like really, it stands out more and it looks really gross. And they're like, all the production was like, what the fuck's wrong with your thumb, man? And I was like, oh yeah, I chew that. And they were like, holy shit, that looks really fucked up right now. And they had to cover,
Like with a scarf.
they used like bubbles. They covered bubbles all around this thing, and they were like,
That's
that
hilarious.
doesn't look good, man. It looks really bad.
That's fucking gross.
It was really
mean they
disgusting.
shamed
Oh yeah, and I was so shamed, and I was just like acting like I'm not, but so humiliated by it. It was disgusting. Yeah.
That's gross. So what have you ever tried not to do? Do you still do it? I mean, are
Do
you
what?
biting your thumbs or do you?
I don't do that anymore. And actually, a few weeks ago, I got like a real complex about my nail biting, and I stopped for 3 full weeks, and my nails grew completely out.
Yeah, he was very
And
proud.
then
You got
I
your
was
coke nail going?
yeah, like
Yeah.
I was very proud of it. And then the way I started to break again was I was doing 2 spots, one in Orange County, one in LA,
All right.
and
So-
I got stuck in traffic.
yeah.
And I started biting my nail, and then it just all went downhill again.
And it was worth it.
There you
Yeah.
go. All right, Shetlands.
All right, let's wrap this shit
We
up.
did enough, right?
Yeah, mommy.
Oh, are you around locally, mommy? Any spots?
Yeah. If you want to see the Buns Machine, that's me. I'm gonna be. I'm doing a spot in Brea tonight, Thursday night. Tomorrow night, Friday, I'm at the Melrose Improv on the 8 p.m. show.
Tomorrow night?
Yeah, and Saturday night I'm doing this bar in Hermosa Beach called the 705 Bar.
Weird.
Yeah.
I'll be at the Comedy Store Friday night. I think 11 o'clock. But the show starts at 9, so you can hang out like all night long.
Oh my.
Oh, what about you, Redman?
Might be having a UFC podcast Saturday.
Shit.
Drunkcast. We're supposed to,
Drunkcast.
but I was just informed that I also might be camping this weekend. So I'll
With your lady
figure that
friend?
out. Yeah,
Oh.
we're supposed to go camping in Malibu, which is kind of weird.
I want to know. Hey,
The wilderness in Malibu.
go do it for research. Please find out how that is.
Yeah, I like camp. Do you guys like camping?
No.
No,
No.
never done it in my life.
Why
I'm
not?
an LA girl, man. I'm a city girl. That's all.
You-
I'm lazy.
You guys weren't
and
Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts
I'm
or anything
urban
like
jungle.
that?
I did. I did
no.
do Boy Scouts.
So you don't like
Hell
camping
no.
either?
Nah, I'm not really into that.
That's why we got married.
Wow.
We're
I think it's kind of
lazy.
cool for one night. The problem is after one night, it's kind of like.
Yeah,
I'm
I
done.
definitely
It's a
don't want a
lot.
lot of it. No thanks.
But
I
it's
like
cool
to
because
shower.
we're looking at like campgrounds and like this one campground was like, Wi-Fi available, free Wi-Fi, and I'm like, wait a
What?
second here.
I like to pee and wipe
I don't
and
know.
shower and
I just don't like sleeping on fucking ground.
fuck that, dude.
Yeah,
Dirty
there's.
hippie.
I don't. I like air conditioning and.
Can I tell you the biggest
Beds.
dumb racket is that Burning Man? You ever been to Burning Man?
Oh, okay. That's interesting you said that. I was just talking about Burning
That's
Man.
the grossest.
Have you been there?
Yes, I was working on a TV show where we went, and I never attended it as an attendee,
Right.
but it's just filthy, like all that dust in your
You know who
asshole.
goes every year?
Huh?
Moshe.
Really?
And he doesn't party. You know, like he doesn't.
Moshe Kashner.
Kasher.
Kasher.
No, Kasher.
I thought there was an N.
No,
don't
there's
get
no
don't
N.
get angry
But
that I
how-
didn't pronounce his. Like, you know
How
what I mean?
dare you
Why are
disrespect
you
him?
getting angry? Like it's my fucking.
It's,
like I did it on purpose.
It's.
You defended him like he was your lady.
I was thinking
Damn
about
it.
going actually,
He
like
goes
getting an RV
every
and
year.
going.
Talk to Moshe.
Don't, you'll kill your. I mean, if you like to be clean.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like rent a nice RV.
But I can't believe. I thought a lot of people go because they like
Yeah.
to get fucked up.
Yeah, you get fucked up.
He doesn't
Right.
drink or do drugs.
Oh, that's what. Well, it's very cool
Well,
art
It
wise.
is. It's cool to see what people make. They make these
Yeah.
amazing like floats and shit out of like cars and bicycles, and it is spiritual and cool. It's hot as fuck, and it's dry and dirty. And they only have porta
Where do
potties.
you- where
for
do you
your
sleep?
Shit. You
Tents?
sleep in your tents, whatever you.
Or an
You have to
RV.
bring your own, and you have to clean
No.
it as you leave. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
No.
It's involved.
You will not see the buns machine there.
Negative.
or an RV. You know, what if you
I
guys-
can do an RV.
I would do.
I can do an RV.
But I'm not fucking around.
I just want to go there to see all the hippie tits.
There's a lot of titties.
Yeah,
I've seen hippie tits.
It seems like it would be good for
All
No
right.
hippie tits.
Well, tune in next week
hip,
to
hip.
listen to your mommies. We'll probably have a mommy guest with us.
We're gonna have a mommy guest.
Who are you gonna get?
We don't want to say.
I don't want to say it's a
Give us
surprise.
Surprise.
a hint.
Super famous. No, I'm saying.
No, she is famous.
She is famous. She's in films, and she's one of my dearest
really,
friends.
really funny.
Super funny. Super cool. Very exciting. Tune in next week.
Megan Fox.
Ah, no.
No, but she does. She's topless a lot.
She does
Whoa.
a lot of topless
A lot of
and
topless.
double
Lord.
anals.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm excited.
Double anal.
She's wonderful. You guys will
Done.
love her.
All right,
It's a
cool.
good time.